In the last lecture, we learned how to create and use a custom pipe in Angular. Now in this lecture, we are going to create another custom pipe and we are going to call it filter pipe. Basically, we are going to use this filter pipe to filter the student data from the table. So here in the web page, we are displaying a list of students. Now what we want is, we want to filter students from this students table based on their gender. And for that, in the header, you will notice that we have a drop down. In that drop down, what we want is, when all is selected, in that case, all the students should be displayed in the table. If we select male from here, then only male students should be displayed in the table. And when we select female here, then only female students should be displayed in the table. So basically, here we want to implement the filter functionality based on gender. Let's see how we can achieve that. Let's go to VS Code and let me close this percentage pipe file here. And let me also close this app module file. And the first thing which I'm going to do is, in the admin component class, let's go ahead and let's create a property. And I'm going to call this property filter text. It is going to be of type string. And initially, let's assign it with the value all. So inside this filter text, we want to store the value which the user has selected from this drop down. If the user selects all, in that case, the filter text property should be assigned with the value all. If the user selects male, then filter text property should be assigned with the value male. And if the user selects female, then filter text property should be assigned with the value female. So for that, we have created this property. Now we are going to bind this property on that drop down. So if we scroll up, if we go to the top, here we have our header. So this div here, it is showing that header in the web page. And in that header, you will notice that here we have that drop down. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bind the filter text to this drop down. And for binding, I'm going to use two-way data binding. And for two-way data binding, I'm going to use ng model directive. And to that, I will assign filter text property. Okay, now in order to use this ng model, we need to go to app modules. And there, we need to import forms module. And we need to import this forms module from angular/forms. And with that, that error should be gone. So now what will happen is, whatever value we will select from this drop down, that value will be assigned to this filter text property. And whatever value we will assign to this filter text property, that value will be set in this drop down. So initially when the page loads, you will notice that it selects all, because the initial value of this filter text is all. If I set it to male, in that case, male will be selected initially. So if we go to the web page, you will notice that in that drop down, by default, male is selected. But we want it to be all. So initially when the page load, we want to display all the students. All right. So inside this filter text, we are storing the value which the user will select from this drop down. Now let's go ahead and let's create a new custom pipe. For that, let's go ahead and let's create a file inside this pipe folder. And I'm going to call this pipe filter pipe. So here the file name will be filter.pipe.ts. Inside this file, let's go ahead and let's create and export a class. And let's call this class filter pipe. Now this class should be a pipe. So we need to decorate it with @pipe decorator. And in order to use this @pipe decorator, we also need to import it from angular/go. To this pipe, we are going to pass a metadata object, and in there we will specify a name for the pipe. For this pipe, I'm going to specify the name as filter. And finally, for this class, we also need to implement pipe transform interface. And again, in order to use this pipe transform interface, we need to import it from angular/go. And since we are implementing this pipe transform interface, here we also need to implement the transform method. Now, on whichever value we will use this filter pipe, we are going to receive that value, that input element, as the first argument for this transform method. So here we are going to use this filter pipe. If I scroll down, we are looping over this students array. So we are going to use that filter pipe on this students array because in this array only we want to filter the students, right? We are displaying data from the students array inside this table. So we want to filter data inside that student array, right? So we are going to use this filter pipe on this students array. Let me close this admin component for now, and let's also close this app module. So for this transform method, we are going to receive that student array as the first parameter. So I'm simply going to call it as maybe list, because since we want to filter some data from an array using this filter pipe, the first parameter which we will receive will be a list. And on that list, we want to perform the filter operation. And in this case, this list can be of any type. So in our example, we want to filter a list, filter an array of type student. But if we use this filter pipe on some other array also, then we should be able to filter in that array as well using this filter pipe. So that's why I'm specifying the type as any. But since we are going to use this filter pipe only to filter the student array in this project, I can also go ahead and I can explicitly specify the type as array of student. So for that, first of all, we will have to import this student class here in this file. And on that, we can use the square brackets. So in this list, we are going to receive a student array. Then what we also want is, in order to filter this student array, we need the filter text. So the filter text here is going to be the value which the user will select from the dropdown. If he selects male, then the filter text will be male. And based on that value, we will filter the data from the array. If the user selects female, in that case, the filter text will be female. And based on that, we will filter the female students from the array. But if the user selects all, in that case, we want to display all the students. So inside this filter pipe, we also want to get that filter text as an argument. So here I'm going to specify another parameter. I'll simply call it as filter by, okay, and it is going to be of type string. Now based on this filter by, we want to filter data from the list. But before that, we will check if the filter by, if it is equal to all. So here we will check if filter by equal to all, or what I will do is I'll convert it to lowercase to do the comparison. For that, I'm using this to lowercase method. So if it is equal to all, in that case, we want to return the original array. So inside this list, we are going to receive the student array, and that student array will have 6 students. That's what we are displaying here in the web page, right? So if the user has selected all here, in that case, we want to return the original array where we have 6 students. So for that, I will simply return the original student array from here. And we are going to receive that student array inside this list parameter. So I'll simply return that list from here. Okay, and we will also check if this filter by is empty string. In that case also, we will return all the students. So here I will also use this OR operator, and I'll say if filter by, if it is equal to empty string, then also we want to return the original array. We want to return all the students. And one more condition which we can check is, if the list is empty, that means if in the array we don't have any items, then also we will return the original array, the array with no items. Okay, so that check also we will do here itself. So again, I will use the OR operator, and I'll check if list dot length, if it is equal to 0. That means this array does not have any element. In that case also, we want to return that array. We don't want to perform any logic on that array. But if the filter by is not all or not empty string, in that case, it will be either male or female. Because for this filter by, we are going to pass the value which the user will select from this dropdown. So in the dropdown, we have only 3 values: all, male or female. So here, if the filter by is not all, and if it is not empty string, and also if the array has some elements, in that case, we want to perform the filter logic. And to perform the filter logic, we are going to use the filter method of JavaScript. So on this list, on this array, we are going to call the filter method. And to this filter method, we need to pass a callback function. Okay. Now this filter method, it will loop over this list array. And for each iteration, it is going to pass the current element to this callback function as an argument. So let's call it as std. Okay, we know that inside this list we are going to receive a student array. So we are looping over that student array, and for each iteration this std will receive the current student on which this filter method is looping over. And once we have the student, what we will do is we will check the gender of that student. So we'll say std dot gender, and we will also convert it to lowercase for comparison. So if this gender is equal to the filter by value, so in the filter by value, either we will receive all or male or female. If it is all, in that case, from here only we will return. But if it is male, in that case, we are checking if the gender is equal to the value inside this filter by. And it's also converted to lowercase. Okay. So here, this filter method will loop over each element of the student's array, and it will check the gender. If the genders of the student matches the value which we are going to receive for the filter by, in that case, that student will be inserted into a new array, and this filter method will return that new array. So from here, we are going to return this value, and then based on this condition, this filter method is going to filter students from the students array, and it is going to return us a new array with the filtered students. And we want to return that new array from this transform method. Okay. So again, if filter by value is all or empty string, in that case, we want to return the original array. But if this filter by value is not all, in that case, it will be either male or female. In that case, we will go to this else part. This else part will be executed. And in there, based on the gender, we are going to filter the students from that students array. And we are going to return a new array with all the filtered students. Now, in order to use this filter pipe, we also need to register it. So let's go to app module TS again. And there, let's go ahead and let's register that filter pipe. And in order to use this filter pipe, we also need to import it from this file. So here we have registered our filter pipe. Now let's go ahead and let's use this filter pipe on the student array. So let's go ahead and let's use it here. So in order to use a pipe, first we need to use the pipe symbol. After that, we specify the name for the pipe. And here, this pipe is expecting a value for the filter by parameter. So here, let's go ahead and let's pass all. Okay. With this, let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page. And there you will notice that all the students are being displayed. Now, if I go back and here, if I pass male, and if I save the changes, now only male students should be displayed, as you can see. If I go back and if I pass female, and if you go to the web page, now only female students should be displayed. And if I go ahead and if I pass empty string here, in that case also, all the students should be displayed. So you see, in that case also, all the students are being displayed. But here in this table, we want to filter the value based on the option which the user will select from this filter dropdown. For that, we are storing the value which the user will select here inside this filter text property of this admin component. So we are going to use this filter text property, and we will pass the value stored in this filter text property to this filter pipe. So instead of passing a hard-coded value here, we will pass the value which will be stored in this filter text property. And inside this filter text property, we are storing the value which the user is selecting from this dropdown. So in here, if I go ahead and if I select male, now you will notice that the table is filtered with all the male students. If I select female, then the table is filtered with all female students. And if I select all, in that case, all the students is being displayed. So in this way, we have implemented a custom filter pipe in order to filter data from an array. Now keep in mind that Angular team always recommends not to use pipes to filter or sort data. That's because when we use pipes for filtering or sorting data, it can significantly impact the performance of the application if not implemented carefully. And we are going to discuss these performance implications and the recommended approach for filtering and sorting data in the coming lectures.